Andrew, you have been judging Chelsea for many, many years. What's different this year?
Well, I think first of all for the centenary year, I think people have pulled the stops out. It's been a difficult year though because it's been incredibly cold, and I think everybody was expecting the whole thing to be a bit of a disaster from the planting point of view. But in fact I think it's kind of softer and a bit moodier. I think lots of the plants are in bud and very beautiful for it. So I think it's feeling much more like a sort of seasonal show rather than this kind of colour spectacular that it sometimes can be.
Are there any surprises design-wise in the gardens or designers?
One of the things this year is probably the variety. We're in some gardens which are very practical. 1 minute Adam Frost garden for home base, for instance, is a kind of garden for children to start to understand about growing plants for food. Really wonderful messages. And then, one garden away is this kind of Zen-like crossover, fusion, if you like, between Japan and the English landscape. That's kind of thoughtful and quiet and calm and completely different, sort of worlds apart in some ways, but neighbours virtually at the show. And I think for people visiting the show or seeing it on television, I think that will be a great delivery, a fun delivery.
Construction-wise or plant-wise, are there any different ideas than previously?
I think probably new ideas in terms of the way designers are interpreting their concepts, if you like. I think a lot of gardens that have a lot of detail within them. So potentially from outside, I think in lots of ways television will reveal the detail because the cameras can get into the gardens very often. From outside, the gardens may look fairly similar, but actually it's a great privilege of being a judge, really, that you can get into the gardens and see the sort of fine detail that is delivered both in the planting and in the construction. I hope that that can be something picked up and discovered through television.